Hey everybody, Julie Murphy here. And guess what? After 25 plus years of being a financial advisor, I have learned a couple things along the way. And I am here to get you to a place that you absolutely love in your life. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, and notification bell. Why? Because we are going to get you to a life that you absolutely love. And we do that by getting you to be the most authentic version of yourself so that all the money can show up. Because as I always say, we work things out or we act it out through our money, through our health, and through our relationships. And that's what's kind of led me down the road to writing the books that I've written. The Emotion Behind Money, Awaken Your Wealth is the second book, and I have a workbook. And I've actually just finished my third book and I can't wait to announce it to you guys. It's going to come out soon, so stay tuned. Go to juliemurphy.com and sign up for that email list so you can know when it's coming out, because it's about really getting to this place where you're truly authentic. And people will say to me like, well, why does that financially matter? How is this all in alignment? So I noticed back when I wrote my first book, The Emotion Behind Money, I'd be heading to the office and I'd watch these people get off the train here in Chicago. And they looked miserable, absolutely miserable. So people are going to work for a paycheck and then they're not getting the pay raises they want. They're not loving their jobs. They're in these long commutes. And I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not creating that for my life. And I don't want to be one of those really cranky people in my late 50s and 60s when I go to retire, because their health just breaks down. And so there's this huge correlation to our health and our wealth, and then also in our relationships, because we have to get to a place where I almost want you to walk around and be the unicorn that you are meant to be, meaning that you're unique, you're an individual. And I don't care if you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, or your 50s, 60s, 70s, or 80s, it does not matter. What matters is that you are showing up authentically in exactly the version that you are today. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, but today. Why? So that everything else then can come into play. And I'm going to share with you about today. This came up as I am looking to create another shift in my life. And I had somebody come look at all the real estate that I own because I wanted to get their idea of, okay, if I'm wanting to create this in my life, well, then how do I untangle more of the old life that I was living? And in that process, one of the things that the real estate agent had said to me was, you know, Joel, you're kind of like a unicorn. You tend to find all these properties that actually don't um, align with, anyone else per se, but it's what you desire. So I tend to create markets. I tend to, because I'm so tuned into what it is that I desire and I want to create that, I don't negotiate away anything. But I have found that most of the people that I work with throughout the years, they negotiate away almost everything just to get by, just to get to that next place. And it's like, why don't we create what we want actually in this present moment? And so, for an example, I knew when I had my second child, I wanted to have a place that still was on the lakefront. Yet at that time, I couldn't afford a house on Lake Michigan because it, I just wanted to stay where I was. And I set the intention that I would needed to double the size of space that I had. And then I also needed to keep my expenses about what they were. And you just never know how these things show up for you. But if you've watched any of my other videos or taken any of my courses or done my online coaching with me, you'll know that it's always about creating what is next for you. So I want you to create what is next. So sit inside of what is true for you. And for me, I didn't want more expenses or minimal more expenses. I wanted to double the size. And logically, if you think about double the square footage of your place, but not pay double, how is that even possible? But I set the intention that that's what I actually really wanted to create. And this is where I really want to help you tune into that you are the creator of your life. As long as you can unhook from what your belief system is on what you think or how you think that that's going to show up for you financially. I just set the intention that that's what I wanted. At the time I set that intention, I lived in a 2-bedroom condo here on Lake Michigan in Chicago, up in one of the north neighborhoods. And I had realized I just want this. And I don't know how it's going to show up. I set the intention. It was a few months later that all of a sudden I found out that my neighbor's place was in foreclosure. Again, I couldn't plan that. I just knew I wanted to double the size of my place and not buy that much more. And then everything aligned to where I was then shared with where was the foreclosure going to be, what date, and it was coming up really quick. I wound up getting the other condo for only 27% of the market value. That's crazy. 27% of the market value. So what was my intentions? Double the square footage and not pay a whole hell of a lot more. I had enough money to actually buy that condo with cash, but even if I didn't have cash, 27%, of the value was my cost. That's huge. That's not even a big payment from that perspective. And I physically doubled the size of my place. Now, I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to do all the construction on it, and that came over time. But I want to show you that you have to apply you to your financial decisions. You don't have to necessarily take it in the traditional chassis that everybody thinks that they have to do. And I was reminded that again over the real estate agent. He's like, Julie, you're making a market. There is no market for what it is that you created. And so let's see what the market has to say. And I did the same thing where my office is operating from. I have a place where it's zoned commercial and residential because it's a 7-story building. And so there's lots of options, lots of flexibility. I can do lots of things with it. That's exactly why I bought there, because I had flexibility to create the life that I wanted to live and run my company out of a place that I actually own the real estate. I couldn't afford to buy a high rise and rent it out to other people, so I bought a condo unit that was zoned commercial and residential. Again, so that I could be the owner of the property. So I give you those examples to show you how you can apply you to your actual financial decisions. Let's talk about another area of finance where you can apply this. Whenever I ask anybody in terms of like, why did you buy the amount of life insurance, that you have? So I always talk about that there's financial offense and then there's financial defense. So I talked about your financial offense was like the real estate stuff. Okay. So let's talk about financial defense, and that's risk management, which are insurance products. I always ask everybody, how did you get the products that you got? And why did you buy the products that you got? Nobody has an answer. They said, that's just what they sold me. Well, who really wants that? Who wants to be sold? Who wants that to be their reality? Well, here's the thing. It doesn't have to be a reality. So that's why we created a worksheet to actually apply you to the process of why do you have the amount of life insurance that you have, so that you can establish for yourself actually what your need is. Like, do you want to actually have income replacement? Do you want your mortgage paid off? And you answer yes or no, and then you answer how much. And we go through these categories so that there's 7 different categories that we walk people through. And by all means, if you'd like one of those worksheets, happy to email it to you. Just go to juliemurphy.com and let us know, hey, can I get that life insurance worksheet that Julie's talking about? Happy to send it to you, because then you understand your why. Again, you're applying your authenticity to all of your financial decisions. But too often you have the allocations in your 401ks and the life insurance that you have and why you have what from whatever benefits you have, because that's what your employer handed you and gave you, and you don't understand how it applies to your life. So this is about actually applying you to your current financial reality, whether it's offense or defense, because it doesn't matter if it's offense or defense. It's just about the fact that, are you applying you? And are you being the unique version of yourself today as to what you want covered for today? Doesn't matter what happened yesterday. It's all about what you want to create for tomorrow. And then make those decisions in the present moment that support that. Don't forget to please hit that subscribe, like, and notification bell. And please, can you share this with people that you love? Because it's time for us all to financially heal and get to a life that we truly desire. And by all means, go to awakenyourwealthbook.com. I'm giving my book away for free. All you have to do is pay for your own shipping, because I'll pay for the printing of the actual book, and that we collaborate. We're a team then. And if you're looking for an individual consultation, email at info@jmcwealth, and myself or other planners in my office can help you on your financial journey. You are the best, and thanks for being here, and we will see you soon for more tips and tools. Bye.